Yep. Did I
Good?
did I press the right button?
No, that's not working.
See, that's a green over there.
Why is this?
Because we had them up there for this, but it's not working. That's why we got this
Yeah,
back
okay.
up tonight.
All right, so I'm going to call this meeting of the City Property Committee at 6:05 p.m. Clerk, can you call the roll?
Council Stokoviak,
Here.
Council Russo,
Yeah.
Council Moreno. We have 2 in attendance.
All right, was there any public input?
Not
I
out
didn't see
there.
any. None online?
No, I added the person already there.
All right, then Councilor Rizzo, can you take number 2?
Item number 2 is communication from His Honor Mayor Donald Grevian to the honorable members of the Pawtucket City Council, tri-party agreement between the City of Pawtucket, Fortuitous Tidewater OZ LLC, and Penrose LLC. Motion is to file this communication and take it up. When I'll do that with number 3, okay? And then item number 3, is that okay?
Yep, go for it.
All right. And item number 3, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a tri-party agreement, amending the ground lease agreement with Fortuitous Tidewater OZ LLC, authorizing an affordable site lease with Penrose LLC for the property located on School Street, and as further described in the exhibit to the tri-party agreement. So my motion is to take this up, and also we're going to be looking at the communication of.
So it's been motioned to take up a communication from His Honor Mayor Donald R. Grevian to the honorable members of the Pawtucket City Council, a tri-party agreement between the City of Pawtucket, Fortuitous Tidewater OZ LLC, and Penrose LLC. Resolution, and also take up a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a tri-party agreement, amending the ground lease agreement with Fortuitous Tidewater OZ LLC, and authorizing an affordable site lease with Penrose LLC for the property located on School Street, and as further described in the exhibit to the tri-party agreement. All in favor of taking up these two, the communication resolution?
Aye.
Okay. Does anybody want to start, or could we? Jeremy, do you want to? Yeah, please.
Yeah, so, thank you for your time tonight. This is an agreement between the city, Fortuitous, who's been the developer, to date, and a partner that they've identified, Penrose. Penrose is an affordable developer of a national portfolio. They've requested in order to proceed with their application for affordable Rhode Island housing tax credits, to have their piece of the larger lease area out from the rest of the lease, so that they can proceed with their own financing and all of that. In connection with this, we've also reset the timelines in the lease agreement to key off of the Rhode Island housing application cycle. So this is allowing them 3 successive opportunities to apply for those tax credits, provided that they meet certain performance conditions as set forth in the agreement. Have to have an application in this year. It has to be a complete application this year. It has to have the plans that Rhode Island Housing previously indicated they need to see an application. So it's really about, most fundamentally, taking this one component of the project and so that they can pursue that and move forward without being tied to the other pieces of that development, which will be performed by another developer.
Councilor Rizzo, did you have any questions?
No, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, they're gonna go with an 8% tax rate based on the income they're gonna be getting from the amount of units that they have, and that's what the tax are paid. And right now, there's no taxes being paid on this property, correct? So
That's correct.
so and what I really am appreciative of is that as we get into this next phase, that the affordable component is being taken care of right out of the gate. Because there's a lot of people hurting out there with the way rents are. So yeah, I think this is I think this is a good way to start this proceeding to go into the next phase.
Yeah. So is there a budgeted idea of what property taxes will look like, or is that kind of what you're mentioning? Is there anticipated what that number would look like, or something that's in the budget already for you guys?
We had a brief discussion last night as to what we think it may be around somewhere in the vicinity of 68,000. But we've made a request to Mr. Burns to provide us with additional information based upon what the occupancy actually will be, and hopefully we'll have that by tomorrow.
Councilor Moreno cannot be here today, but he did forward some questions. So I did want to make sure that I got to his questions as well. So one of his questions was, in his professional capacity, he's seen a lack of LIHTC funding stall some projects. And so he wanted to know if there was any contingency plan if Penrose, for example, does not secure those tax credits in the next few years.
At this point, there's no contingency plan because it's a fairly long runway. So I think it'd be difficult to get someone to come in as a backup, 3 years out.
Mhm.
But the good news is that parcel will become a little more attractive over the course of the last couple of years. So it'd be in a good position. Obviously, we want to see this project go forward. We want to see this develop go forward. They've got the better of that situation. Big parcel.
Okay, so let's say that the parcel does remain vacant. Is there any risk to the city if there was, if there could be, or any violation if Penrose, for example, doesn't secure that funding?
It depends how it plays out. We've tried to set up the agreement in a way where if they don't do what they need to do, we'll really take a strong run at that it could come back to the city earlier than the previous. So that's really the mechanism. Try to build in and negotiating the agreement. Make sure that they do everything in their power to secure the funding, and that then once they do secure the funding, they're obligated to break ground on a very fast basis by the end of that.
So what happens if this lease gets terminated? The city still controls it, correct?
Yes, city on land, so it'll come back unrestricted to the city.
And this is another one of his questions. Does the city incur any offsite infrastructure obligations? Water, sewer, street, any of that extra stuff that has to be obviously a part of it?
Not in connection with this agreement. There's other public infrastructure contemplated in connection with the larger project, but there's no affirmative obligation placed on the city by this agreement.
For that project.
And for that project.
Just checking out because that was one of my questions. And then his last question, under what circumstances could the city be required to reimburse Penrose for any redevelopment expenses, if any?
Or any circumstances.
That was the end of his.
Right, so.
Yes, please.
So it says, basically, the minimum amount is they're gonna do 60 units, but it could go up to and including 72, correct? So it really depends on how the development goes.
Yeah, and then I actually have a question in that line that said the amount of units from 60 to 72. And it said in additional to ancillary units. What do you mean by ancillary units?
Uses, right? Uses,
I thought it said units.
uses,
Yes, uses, yeah.
sorry. There's uses,
Yeah, uses, yeah.
at least units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parking. and
Yeah, so
common
it's-
areas.
Yeah, I read that to say, there's other supporting improvements on the site around the actual building itself. They're making a commitment to do and to maximize. I mean, a silly example that comes to mind, you think like bike racks and things like that,
Yeah.
other things that make the development of that building work.
All right, and then just remind me, have we worked with, as a city with Penrose before, or is this
No,
first time out? Okay.
they
I
have-
couldn't remember their name, so,
Yeah, they have other projects that have just come online in Providence.
okay.
I don't know what they-
Township,
Yes, Council President.
they are in partnership with Pawtucket. Really, the revamping of the lease is primarily because in order to apply housing, they needed longer control of the property at 99 years instead of 50 and 25. That's really the gist of the amendment.
Well, and also the original lease is with Fortuitous, and that allows for some assignment provisions. Penrose said you need a clear document that says we have.
They actually,
Yes.
for a longer period of time than they would have under 25.
And for what it's worth, Mr. President, the city also wants an agreement. Partner as well, it's right to us.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like,
No.
you know,
Okay, well, I appreciate you answering all the questions, Jeremy. Thank you. Anything else, Councilor Rizzo?
No, I think, like I said, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty well explained in its document.
I will take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve and recommend, approve recommendation to the full city council. The authorization of the mayor to enter into a tri-party agreement. Amended to the ground lease agreement with Pawtucket, Tidewater OZ LLC and authorizing an affordable site lease with Penrose LLC for the property located on School Street. And as further described in the exhibit to the tri-party agreement.
Okay, it's been motioned by Councilor Rizzo, second by myself, that we approve the resolution and send to the floor for city, or to with the recommendation for approval to the full city council, resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a tri-party agreement, amending the ground lease agreement with Fortuitous Tidewater OZ LLC and authorizing an affordable site lease with Penrose LLC for the property located on School Street and as further described in the exhibit in the tri-party agreement. Clerk, can we do a roll call, please?
Chairman Skoviak,
Yes.
Councilor Ruzo,
Yes.
2-0.
All right.
Make a motion, Jojo.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaker.
Yeah.
Call to order the Committee of Claims and Pending Suits at 6:26. Rick, will you call the order for me, please?
Council Rubio.
Here.
Council Russo.
Yeah.
Council Moreno. 2 in attendance.
All right, 2 in attendance. Counselor, could you please take up? I'm sorry, any public input?
I don't know if they are.
All right, item number 2, that's right, yeah, I know, it's just kind of, item number 2 is vehicle claims. I'm gonna take the first one up. Patricia Rios Russell in the amount of $221.49, property damage. Motion is to take this claim up.
Then moved by Counselor Ruzza to take this up, second by myself.
With that,
So this would be.
So- Counselor Miles and no one from this one?
What's that?
We wouldn't have anyone from.
not usually, no.
No, none
No.
of this particular. one?
No.
Usually we don't.
I thought it was just because the police kicked there and all that information. so.
Usually we go by their report. And unless there's a question, and then you can postpone it and call them in, but usually we don't have them come in.
Okay.
And there's been a history of when they feel, when police or fire feel that they need to go in,
They just come in.
for, safety reasons, like the people that they're calling for.
Want these?
But I'm gonna let Councilor Myla speak to that a little bit. We've seen, there were, some claims come back before,
Mhm.
before
Okay.
similar situations.
So which one is this? This is,
This is
Patricia Rios.
Rios.
well, we get these from time to time. So obviously, we don't like it when the damage occurs in a situation. Sometimes the police have to act because of public necessity. We've talked about this in the past, and I've done some research on this, and it's a spectrum, sliding. Could the police have taken alternative measures? Is really the question. Or did the situation really warrant an alternative? But now, with that being said, I get that this was a 911 call. I'm very sensitive to the domestic violence situations, having prosecuted it for 30 years. Sometimes the police do what they have to do, but yet you have a property owner who, how could he have, nothing, I guess he could have really done to prevent it under the circumstances. So I think in the past on some of these, my suggestion has been, even though I think public necessity excuses the behavior, that, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we've had a few of these a few years ago. 50-50 circumstances.
I think if I remember correctly, what happened is we've said no because of the,
Necessity.
and then they came back and then we said, okay,
Like we've had a few where clearly the police could have done things a little bit differently because there weren't exigent circumstances that necessitated them breaking in someplace. We've had a few of those. Doesn't happen too often. In those, I basically say, hey, look, you had an alternative. It wasn't an emergency. It was a fire. Somebody would have. In those situations, I think we're responsible. But again, when you have a situation where they respond because they think somebody's having a heart attack, I think we had a situation like that. They had to get in.
Right, and I think this is not
Yeah.
completely different case, but pretty similar to what that happened, right? The officer continuously asked to open the door and
Yeah.
they just didn't
Now, what are you supposed to do? Sit back and say, well, now I gotta call the landlord, while somebody's getting battered, or even worse, that's the problem.
Right.
Now, again, you look at the property owner, now, this is a landlord-tenant situation?
This is just this is the actual tenant, the one that was,
Right, so it's the landlord who's put the claim in, correct?
no,
No, this
doesn't
is,
seem like it.
this is, owner occupied?
No, they said they heard Patricia crying and saying something to the effect of, help me please just
Yeah,
stop.
she's the
Right.
one that had called. She made the 911 call.
No, that I understand, but I guess what I'm saying is the person,
She's the claimant.
the claimant. The property owner rents to these folks.
It says it's Sandra and that person reside at that home. And they're the claimants.
Oh, yeah, so it is Patricia,
Mhm.
who's, so then now, I mean, under the circumstances, what are you supposed to do? This isn't,
That's what I'm trying-
this isn't a
Without
landlord
getting into
who
detail.
lives in Florida, happens to rent to a couple of people who got into a domestic situation. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, I think if it was a landlord tenant situation, I'd be more inclined to lean towards what you were initially saying, but I think there was a necessity here to get into
Not only
that.
that, but it appears she's the one that.
Exactly.
Want to call it. So
Correct.
what are the police supposed to do on this?
So I'm gonna make a motion to deny.
Okay, we have a motion to deny by Councilor Lucio, second by so.
Chairman Rubio,
Yes.
Councilor Ruzo.
Yes.
2-0.
Yes to deny.
Denied.
Oh, sure. Now the next claim would be for Erica Ivorone, $305.02 for a tie. Motions to take this claim up.
Okay, motion is to take this up. Hello, do you have anything on this claim?
No, yeah, I mean, there was some kind of gouge in the curbing. But she did mention that she was forced off the road by vehicle coming in the other direction, so. This, I mean, refer that to bring, is she control of her vehicle?
We all know we have infrastructural issues in different areas of the city, okay? We have broken curbstones, we have potholes. But at the end of the day, we didn't cause this person, this wasn't like an emergency vehicle, and even if it was an emergency vehicle, her duty is to move over as far as you can. You gotta, you have to still be careful. So under the circumstances here, it was a truck, not a city vehicle, from what I understand, that crossed illegally the line. Maybe it had to. I'm not sure if it was a 18-wheeler or some bigger truck, but at the end of the day, I just don't see how we're responsible for it.
I tend to agree with Council Miles because it happened on basically the curving of the sidewalk, not the normal path of a driving a car. It's unfortunate that another driver caused Ms. Ivorone to go that way, but we can't be culpable for that of the driver. So I will make a motion to deny.
Okay, we have a motion to deny the claim, second by me. The police call roll, please.
Chairman Rubio,
Yes to deny.
Councilor Ruzo.
Yes.
2-0 to deny.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
It's just a natural reaction. I'm trying to listen and yet
If you are currently waiting online to speak at public input, can you please press the raise hand button at this time? Let's go.
Okay, good evening. Welcome to our temporary chambers on Freight Street for tonight's Board of License Commissioners meeting and City Council meeting. Before we get to the Board of License Commissioners, the first thing on our agenda is public input. We have one individual signed up in person and nobody online. So the only person signed up tonight is Danny Banning from Benefit Street. Danny, come forward. How are you? Good, thank you. You have our attention.
Okay. I live on Benefit Street and I'm raising my kids here. We have a blended family and I have been working as a social worker in the state of Rhode Island for 15 years and was educated at Salve in political science. So I come before you guys just as a resident and just as a mom. And it might make me a little emotional because these people all have a mom and they might not be able to stand up for them. So I'm going to be here to do that for them today. So growing up, November 1st was the day that my dad allowed us to turn the heat on. With November here and an estimated 43 residents of Pawtucket without shelter, we as their community and extended family have the power to do something. The number of unsheltered is on the rise with a 15% increase from 2024. And that is with a decrease by 2.8% in homelessness. We must act now together to put into action the Pawtucket Emergency Shelter for Unhoused Residents. I come to you today seeking approval of space usage and access to funding allocated for the Pawtucket homeless crisis. Feedback received from community members disapproves of shelters in residential areas, and businesses express concern over the unhoused spending exorbitant amounts of time in front of their storefronts. By utilizing the parking lot across from City Hall, all expressed concerns are addressed. Located downtown and away from residential neighborhoods, safety concerns are reduced due to the police presence across the street. A lack of businesses in the area with storefronts to impede upon, especially during the evening, provide the ideal location. The parking lot's existing support walls located towards the back also provide critical protection from wind and heat reflection. In the evening, with business hours for City Hall falling between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. at the latest, the parking lots are enormous city-owned open spaces begging to be used. Setup is to occur after City Hall hours and breakdown and disbursement prior to City Hall hours opening in order to respect the space and demonstrate ability to share. Operating hours would be from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. Check-in would be from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sign in and check in for safety requirements, check out sleep gear, and set up sleep stations. Checkout would occur between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. Cleanup and disassemblement of sleep stations, turn in of sleep gear for safe storage, and checkout. All sleep gear is to remain at the program in the storage shed. Each individual or family's sleep gear is to be stored separately in a bag and labeled to ensure the same gear is used by the same individuals for health and hygiene. And sleeping gear will be washed and sanitized once a week. In order to provide adequate warmth, safety, personal privacy, and a sense of space that is one's own, a double layer of shelter is needed. An outer layer, a large tent with walls is needed, as well as a small personal tent to be assembled within the larger canopy. 2 tents are required, one for women and children and another for men. Each person and family will be able to access a tent, sleeping bags, hot water bottles, large hot water thermoses to fill said water bottles, foam mats, a storage shed to hold everything that will only take up 1 parking spot, and a rechargeable light. I have also secured a partnership with Open Doors. They come to the table with experience and leadership in this realm, along with existing policies and practices that have proven to create a safe space for staff and clients. Open Doors is happy to share existing practices as well as provide on-site training and shadowing to all those who will be implementing these practices. I am seeking 2 officers and volunteers each evening to set up and break down the 2 large tents and check in and out participants and supervise for safety. With the total cost for all supplies being the same as an affordable used car, you and our city council bear the power and opportunity to seize this moment and proposal and demonstrate for the rest of Rhode Island and our nation that many hands make light work, and together we can do anything. With a parking lot and approximately $8,300 tonight, on the 5th of November, let us end the suffering of our citizens and ensure every resident of Pawtucket has somewhere safe to lay their head. I have printed out copies of this. I was only able to print 4 because I'm broke and I needed my brother to print it for me from work. But I'm happy to pass them to you guys to look over. And I have a folder that I'm happy to share with all of you that has all the documentation that you need. It has all of the items, all of the costs associated with it. It has everything completely broken down, and it is literally under $8,300. All we need is the funding so we can get the supplies, and then we can just go and use that space. We just need approval to use the space. It's right there. It's staring at everyone who's across the street and supposed to be protecting our city, and we can protect them. There's so little, like we have to be able to somehow get that together and have 2 officers just be able to go and implement these practices. I also, as a social worker, have had the experience of working for 15 years, much of that in Pawtucket, in schools, in homes, in truancy courts, in group homes, in residential settings, on dementia units, with adults with disabilities. I have worked with every population you can imagine within Rhode Island, and I can't explain to you how just the basic decency that every single individual needs. They need to be able to put their head somewhere safe. I spoke with 2 women who were sitting on a bench by Slater Mill. I spoke to them last week after attending last week's meeting. It was only a couple of days later that I spoke to these 2 women. They were homeless, and they were explaining to me the difficulty of even during the day, forget the night. During the day, they don't have anywhere that they are able to go where they feel like they can just be. They're constantly being shooed away by police officers or by business owners or all sorts of individuals and just constantly being told we don't want you around. Can you imagine not having anywhere, forget a house, anywhere in the world to just go and be and just feel okay and safe and no one's going to bother you? We have to do something. And with the policies that you all are witnessing take place from the top down right now, you know this is only going to get worse. And the weather is only going to get worse. I am cold in this room. And there are people tonight who are daughters and sons, and they are going to be out there and they're cold. I don't know if you read the articles in the paper last year with interviews with the homeless shelters and how people were coming in and they were having to call EMTs because they could not get people's temperatures up, their body's core temperature, no matter what they were trying to do with hot baths and blankets and all sorts of things. They're coming to call EMS just because of the weather. And for $8,300 and just 2 officers, we can fix this. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie. If you just leave what you have with the clerk.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to, after this, I will send you guys all that documentation, all the supporting documentation, which includes the policies and procedures that have been shared with me from Open Doors.
Again, if you share that with the clerk's office, they can get it to us. Thank you. Okay, I will call a Board of License Commissioners meeting to order. The clerk will call a roll.
President Murphy.
Here.
Here.
Councilman Dare.
Here.
Greg. Grant.
Here.
Joe.
Here.
Tobias.
Here.
Rude.
Here.
7 minutes.
Mr. President, I call for approval of the previous minutes from October 22nd, 2025.
Moved by Counselor Arujo, second by Counselor Wildenhain, that approval be given to the minutes of the meeting from October 22nd, 2025 as prepared by the clerk. Are there any concerns, amendments, deletions, additions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item number 2, consent agenda, and item number 3, petition for licenses. I call for approval, starting with the Victualling House First Class Renewal of 5-Star General Store Bento Enterprises at 600 Main Street, all the way down to page 4, roughly halfway down, Game Room, Electromagnetic Pinball Museum and Restoration at 881 Main Street.
Been moved by Counselor Arujo, second by Counselor Rubio, that approval be given to items 2 and 3, the consent agenda and petitions for license. The petitions start with, on page 1, Victualling House First Class Renewal for 5-Star General Store, through page 2, page 3, and halfway down page 4 for a Game Room, Electromagnetic Pinball Museum and Restoration at 881 Main Street. Any concerns or any discussion on approving items 2 and 3? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 4.
Item 4 is petition for license entertainment and Class F beer and wine. Petition of Burbage Theater Company for a license to have a 10th annual big time celebration and to sell beer and wine at 59 Blackstone Avenue on Monday, November 10th, 2025, from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. That's license number EBT 25-79. Motion to take up.
It's been moved by Counselor Ruzza, second
Second.
by Counselor Moran, that we take up a petition for license for an entertainment in Class F beer and wine, the petition of Burbage Theater Company for a license to have a 10th annual big time celebration and to sell beer and wine at 59 Blackstone Avenue on Monday, November 10th, 2025, from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. It will be license number EVT-25-29. The motion is to take up. Any discussion?
Mr. President, they've had this in the past and there've been no issues, no reported issues. So I'm going to make a motion to approve.
It's been moved by Counselor Moran, second by Counselor Wildenhain. Approve be given to the petition before us. Any discussion on the motion to approve? In that case, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. President, I'm going to take item number 5 and 6 and roll that into the public hearing of number 7. Okay, so item number 5 is a communication from John Kumi, the Industrial Cafe, AC Property Management LLC, 120 Webster Street, to the Honorable City Council requesting removal of the 12 a.m. closing hour stipulation, and that stipulation reads: the establishment shall close by midnight with last call at 11:30. All patrons must be out by 12 midnight and employees out by 12:30 a.m. The licensing board will reevaluate the closing time after 6 months. My motion will be to file that communication and discuss at the hearing.
Are you taking 5 and 6
Yeah,
together?
I'm doing
Okay.
6 as well, yeah.
Yep.
And item number 6, communication from Captain David Dolan, Pawtucket Police Department, to Richard J. Goldstein, MMC, City Clerk. Call a review for Industrial Cafe. Again, I'm going to file that communication and discuss with the public hearing. And number 7, as advertised for a public hearing, liquor license renewal for period beginning December 2nd, 2025 and ending December 1st, 2026. Class B Victular Industrial Cafe, the AC Property Management LLC, 120 Webster Street, license number LQB 24-34 ENT. Motion is to convene this public hearing.
Okay, it's been moved by Counselor Ruzza, second by Counselor Moran, that we take items 5, 6, and 7 together. Item 5 is a communication from John Comey from the Industrial Cafe, AC Property Management LLC, 120 Webster Street, to the Board of License Commissioners requesting the removal of a midnight closing hour stipulation. The current stipulation is that the establishments are closed by midnight with the last call at 11 p.m. All patrons must be out by 12 midnight and employees must be out by 12:30 a.m. The licensing board will reevaluate the closing time after 6 months. The second communication is from Captain David Dolan from Pawtucket Police Department to Richard Goldstein at MMC, the city clerk, regarding a call for review of the Industrial Cafe. And finally, number 7 is, as advertised for a public hearing, a liquor license renewal for the period beginning December 2, 2025 to December 1, 2026. And that would be for a Class B victualler for Industrial Cafe, AC Property Management, LLC, 120 Webster Street, license number LQB-24-34. The motion is to file both communications. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And also a motion to convene the public hearing as advertised. So I will declare the public hearing open. Is there anybody here from the applicant, the current license holder Industrial Cafe? Mr. Comey, right? If you could come forward, sir, please. So we have your letter and we had the letter from the police department regarding the area. So I'm gonna, we now have convened the public hearing on your license renewal. And I'm gonna turn it over to Council Moran. That's in his district.
John, how you doing?
Good.
Good. We've seen the letter, certainly the whole council. I read it from your request as well as Captain Dolan's comments about the last 6 months or so of the review that they've done. But I just wanted, maybe you want to just explain again what you want to do here and stuff.
Well, most of our events actually end before midnight, but we do have an occasional person that says, can we go a little bit past midnight? So this is more or less just to make it more marketable. We have no intention of doing a lot of events that go up to 1 o'clock. So
How's it been going? I mean, how's the business and everything?
it's going really well. I mean, it's picking up. It's a tough neighborhood. So we try to do niche things. It's a small venue, but very eclectic. So it's going well.
Okay, good, good. I don't have any questions. I mean, if any council people have any questions, certainly.
Just have what it is.
Go ahead.
Is it events only or is it
No.
nightly?
It's a place where you can have a birthday party, or we may be open for pizza one night. We're trying to feel out the whole thing.
But it's not open 7 nights a week where
Oh
somebody would
God,
just
no,
pop
no,
in.
no, I'm too old for that.
So how would somebody know if you're open for pizza on a Tuesday?
We usually use Facebook and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, we have a guy named Bobby, somebody, I don't even know, Mike Betancourt runs the place for me. And he's very well known in the state of Rhode Island for pizza. So he's going to start doing events on a regular basis, maybe a couple times, 3 times a month. He attracts people from New York to Boston. So it's really, your guess is as good as mine,
Okay.
So.
Yeah, the only thing I just want to add, I still have it on my phone. I should actually read it again, but I know that this was months back, but Michelle had sent me something that Michelle Hardy, the deputy clerk, that I don't know what month this was. It might have been in the summer or something. There was something being posted or advertised about some sort of an event involving smoking or something like that. And
Correct.
Right. And
Right.
I don't know if there was just a miscommunication there or not. I just want to make sure that, you understand that.
I understand. Mike Betancourt wasn't aware of
Okay. Okay.
the limitations because he apparently did things like that at Atrium
Okay.
legally, I guess. I don't know. But and I said, Mike, just make sure that everything you post is within the law.
Okay.
So I told him the city actually checks all those posts. So
Okay.
and then sure enough, we got something. I said, Mike, you can't do that,
Right.
So
Okay. Yeah. And I never heard anything after that. So, but thank you. I don't have any questions. I can
And-
make comments after. I don't know if
Anybody else on the board? Okay, in that case, Mr. Coleman, you can have a seat if you'd like. This is a public hearing. Is there anybody here tonight to speak on this matter? Dante, anybody online?
If you are currently waiting online at the moment to speak in this public hearing, can you please press the raise hand button at this time? And I see no hands.
Okay. And again, no one here in person wishing to speak on this topic. In that case, I would declare the public hearing closed and entertain a motion.
Mr. President, based on the letter that we received from Captain Dolan and also the presentation from Mr. Comey, I'm comfortable at this point in time with withdrawing or removing the stipulation of closing at 12 midnight. I have no problem letting it go to the regular hours, 1 o'clock, 1 a.m., closing at 1. I'm assuming with that, would it still be like you just add a half hour, like they'd have to be?
Yeah, so the regular rules would be 12:45 last call, 1 o'clock closing, everybody out by 1:15, and everybody who, even the employees, out by 1:30. Did I articulate that right, Rick? Okay. so
John,
that-
you're good with that?
That's
You-
what,
Okay. All right. And the only thing I would add is, again, I have no problem proving that. What I would like to add in though is just to get a letter if I could do that now, just a letter from the police department, just sending it to the docket if they could, look at what the call history was going forward from now. And I would say maybe for the second meeting in May, I'd like to get just to get some sort of.
So another call history from now
Till,
till 6 months from now.
yeah, about 6 months from now, and I get a report. That's all.
Um,
But I will make a motion to approve that, the removal of the stipulation.
do you want to do that in one motion then, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Sure. I'll
All
second
right,
it. Yeah.
it's been moved by Council Moran, second by Council Wildenhain, that approval be given to the request to eliminate the 12 midnight closing time and establish the same 1 PM closing criteria as with other liquor establishments in the city, and to renew the license for the period of December 2nd, 2025 to December 1st, 2026, with one additional request that the police department give the board a call history or a call log for the area or the establishment for the next 6 months, 6 months from now. That just work?
Yes.
And you gotta add, you gotta move to renew, the renewal.
You have to add, well, approval of the,
Renewal.
license to renewal license.
I just said that.
What?
No, you said you, well,
I just said the renewal, approval of the renewal of the
And
license.
he
I
put the
even said,
dates in.
I even said which dates.
I thought he said that. I
Right.
thought that.
Is- Was
We're
that
good
not-
though. We're good.
Was that not correct or not?
Are we good now? We just added it. How's that?
you just added it.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, so we're in one fell swoop, we are approving the renewal
Without the stipulation.
without the stipulation from December 2, 2025 to December 1, 2026. And additionally, if the clerk's office would ask the police department to give us a 6-month review, 6 months from now. Any discussion on that collective motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Good luck.
Using my phone.
All
Hey,
right.
where you going? Kidding.
All right.
Councilor Rubio is going to recuse herself from item 8. We will notify her when she can return to the fold.
Okay, item number 8, as advertised for a public hearing, liquor license renewals for period beginning December 2nd, 2025 and ending December 1st, 2026 for the following. A, liquor license only, Class A, starting with Beverage Hill Liquors on 265 Beverage Hill and ending at State Line Wine and Spirits, 880 Central Ave. Then the Class T, starting with Kismet Improv and ending with 1031 Production. B, liquor license and victualling house licenses, including entertainment, amusement devices, and pool tables, where noted. Class B Limited, starting with a guy in his pie, ending with Paliancinita Restaurant. Then you have Class B Tavern, which is only one, Azul Tequila Bar and Mexican Grill. Following page, Class B dash M, which is brewery and pub manufacturing. We only have one, which is the Guild Pawtucket. Then we have Class B Victula, starting with 10 Rocks Lounge and Tapas, and that goes down to the next page, all the way down to the bottom, which would be Zona 7 BMT LLC. And then we go to the following page, which would be Class D, Club Social Portuguese, down to the bottom of that Class D, which is Una Portuguesa Beneficent. And then Class D, Veterans Clubs with capacity of no more than 100, starting with the Captain Elmwood J. Hewitt VFW Post 602 and ending with Major Walter G. Gotchu Post number 306, Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. My motion is to convene the public hearing on all these licenses.
Moved by Councilor Ruzo, second by Councilor Codere, that as advertised for a public hearing for liquor license renewals for period beginning December 2nd, 2025 and ending December 1st, 2026 for liquor licenses only, Class A, starting with Beverage Hill Liquors and down to State Line Wine and Spirits, and the Class T licenses, Kismet Improv down to 1031 Productions. And then for liquor licenses and victualling houses that include entertainment, amusement devices, and pool tables where noted. Class B limited, a Guy and His Pie down to Palacienta Restaurant, Azul Tequila Bar under Class B Tavern. Class BM, which is Brew Pub Manufacturing, the Guild of Pawtucket is the only one. And then Class B victualler houses, 10 Rocks Lounge, down through the end of that page to the very bottom of the following page, which is Zona 7. And then Class D, Club Social Portuguese and Unao Portuguesa Beneficente. And Class D, veterans clubs with a capacity of not more than 100. That would start with the Hewitt Post on Overland Avenue and end with the Gatchel Post on Fountain Street. The motion is to convene the public hearing. I will do that. I will convene the public hearing. Is there anyone here in person here to speak about the renewal of any of those licenses we just identified? Again, these are renewals for December 2nd through December 1st of next year. Anybody online?
If anybody is currently waiting online to speak in this public hearing, can you please press the raise hand button at this time? Once again, I see no hands.
Okay, in that case, I will declare the public hearing closed and entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve all the renewals of all the licenses mentioned. You don't need me to repeat all that, correct? Okay.
No. It's been moved by Councilor Ruja, second by Councilor Codier, that approval be given to all of the renewal license renewals articulated herein. Any discussion on the motion to approve the renewals? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Waiting for Councilor Rubio. Councilor Rubio? You're welcome. Huh? No, no. You eavesdropping.
We're supposed to do this.
Mhm. Okay, we're gonna go to item number 9, as advertised for public hearing. Automobile repair shop and secondhand shop licenses Class A and B, selling used automobiles and parts. New, United Auto Service, United Service Center LLC, 1562 Newport Avenue, license number AUT-25-10, previously Joe's Glass United. Motion is to convene this public hearing.
Second.
Been moved by Councilor Russo, second by Councilor Moran, that a public hearing, we got an automobile repair shop and secondhand shop licenses, Class A and B, selling used automobiles and parts. United Auto Service LLC, 1562 Newport Avenue, license number AUT-25-10. This is a switch previously from Joe's Glass United. I will declare the public hearing open. Is there anyone here from Joe's Glass or United Auto Service? You can step forward, sir. And just give your name and home address, if you would, to the clerk, please.
Hey, good afternoon. Name is Hassan Mahmoud. Address is 1562 Newport Avenue.
That's your home address?
That's the business address.
Home address.
120 Cleveland Street, Pawtucket, Rhode Island. 02860.
Mr. Hassan Mahmood, 120 Cleveland Street, Pawtucket.
Mr. Mahmoud, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome. So this is a public hearing. You essentially are switching from a sole proprietorship to a.
I apologize. That was the wrong one.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, so it was previously Joe's Glass United,
Mhm.
and you are taking over now?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a switch from Joe's Glass United to your LLC, United Service Center LLC.
Yes, it's a new ownership.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Newport Avenue across from Spumoni's, correct?
Correct.
And that's Council Moran's district, so I'm going to turn that over to him.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hassan, why don't you just explain to the board basically what you're going to do, and do you have any prior experience as well?
Yeah, the plan I made so far is gonna be for sales, inspection, and repair, automotive, cars. And I'm starting from here.
Have, who else would be working with you? Do you have any other people working with you?
Yeah, I have mechanic at the moment and me.
Have you done this before? Or is this your first time doing this or?
I do mechanic, yes, on my own.
Okay.
I used to work in my own cars and where I came from, I was studying mechanic. I was
Okay.
becoming a mechanic engineer, but I came here and I didn't continue studying.
Okay. And, what are your hours of operation going to be, you know, Monday through Sunday, Saturday?
Yeah, for now it's going to be from 7:30 to 5 p.m. unless we get a job that we need to finish before we leave. Not later than 7:30, 8 p.m. And Sunday we close um, for now until we start getting busy. If we have like a job over the weekend and we needed to finish it by Sunday, it's gonna be like half day work
Okay.
Sunday.
And do you have, I mean, that already has bays there, right? I mean, is there any type of work you're going to do on it or any, you know, any type of renovation or anything or adding anything to the place at all?
To the place inside or
Yeah.
outside?
Well, both. Yeah.
Yes, remodeling inside and outside. We have already done some work.
Okay.
We did the parking lots. It has a new asphalt now, and going to change the lights, the street lights, and signs. I have installed the signs already. Just waiting for the big sign.
Do you have to go through zoning on signage or no? Like, is it within the limits to put, like, I don't know what.
There is already sign over there. Just
Okay.
going to change the form of it,
Okay.
and from the inside, the waiting area, the waiting area, remodeling it, and yeah, this
How
is
many
it.
bays? How many bays do you have there? Will you have there? How many bays?
Two,
Two
two
bays?
left. Yeah, two
Right.
bays.
And then you said you'd be selling cars as well, selling
Yes,
used cars?
selling cars.
So
yeah.
how many
Yes.
cars do you think you'd have on that particular lot at a time when you're going to sell?
Well, my parking lot is about 13 to 14,000 square feet.
Okay.
So as of starting, minimum is going to be, I would say, 15 cars.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just want to make sure that, assuming this gets approved, that the cars, you know, anything that you're doing is all on the lot, you know, it's not on the, because you're around
Absolutely.
those side streets around there with Newport Avenue, the traffic is so heavily congested that you just want to make sure you keep everything in the lot, you know?
Absolutely, yes.
And if there's anybody, I don't know if you're gonna have some test driving being done at all from those used cars. If they're gonna test drive, you got to figure out how you want to do that through that neighborhood because I know there's a one way over there and everything too. You know.
Well, this drive is not in the neighborhood. It's going to be through on the highway
Okay. Okay.
because my garage located very close to the highway,
Right.
the 95 north.
Right.
So that's where most
Okay.
likely going to be the test drive.
And you mentioned the street lights. What would you be doing to the lights? You said, or
I want to change them because the one that's installed there right now is I think they're like old lamps, which they're not good with energy.
okay.
So looking for better lights.
So can you do that? I don't even know. Can you do that on your own? Or do you have to get approval? How do
Are you talking
I
about the street light on an arm, or are you talking about the square boxes that might point towards your?
yes,
parking lot?
the square boxes that's joined
Alright.
to my parking. Yeah, not the street.
So those are the
public
old,
street.
the old sodium lights that,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, the one
Oh, you can read
including
that.
my
right? The actual
parking
street
lot.
lights. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And you mentioned again hours of operation is anywhere from like seven, was it 7 or 7:30 in the morning till
7:30.
Okay.
Right for now.
For
That's
now.
as of starting.
How about Saturdays? How long, how old, well, what time would you close on Saturdays, you think?
Saturday, well, it's posted on the website on till 5 p.m. also.
Okay.
We do be leaving earlier on Saturday, around 4 p.m., 3:30. It's going to be at the regular, just like regular hours on Saturday.
Okay,
to 5 p.m.
all right. I don't think I have any other questions right now, but I don't know if anybody else has any.
Anybody else have any questions? I just have one now that you brought up the spotlights, right? Are those wired to your meter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, just want to
Mhm.
make sure there.
Yeah. There is
But
There's-
then I've had experience with establishments having those type of lights and stuff. Make sure they're focused in on your business
yes.
and not, it doesn't spread out into the neighborhood so that
No.
your neighbors end up
Oh,
coming
they're
out here.
they're mine. They're my lights. They're not like the street public.
Yep,
They're
right.
the one
He-
inside.
just
the-
means that
He's
they're
talking about the
focused
direction.
just on your
Oh, the direction?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, if it, make sure it's on your facility.
Absolutely.
And spread out into your neighbors, that's gonna cause a problem for you.
And we
Absolutely
do have an
no.
ordinance that requires you not to be able to do that. So just as
Okay.
long as it's within the ordinance requirements, you'll be all set.
Okay, yeah, we'll do.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay, so again, this is a public hearing. You can have a seat, Mr. Mahmood.
Thank you so much.
Is there anybody here tonight to speak on this matter in person? And is there anybody online?
And if you are online, looking to speak from this public hearing, can you please press the raise hand button at this time? Lastly, I see no hands.
I will declare the public hearing closed and entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the request.
It's been moved by Council Moran, seconded by Council Wildenhain, that the approval be given to the request for an automobile repair shop and secondhand shop licenses Class A and B, selling automobiles and parts. United Auto Service LLC, 1562 Newport Avenue, license number AUT-25-10, which was previously Joe's Glass United. The motion is to approve. Any discussion on the motion to approve? In that case, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck, sir.
Good luck.
Good luck. Item number 10 is communication from Michelle Hardy, MMC, Deputy City Clerk, to the honorable members of the Board of License Commissioners, Harmony Kennel Hearing. A motion is to file, or
Yep.
did you want to take that up at all, Counselor Gregor?
Well, it's been moved by Council Russo, second by Councilor Gregor, that a communication from Michelle Hardy, MMC, Deputy City Clerk, to the honorable members of the Pawtucket Board of License Commissioners regarding Harmony Kennel Hearing be filed. All in favor of filing?
Aye.
And Councilor, do you have anything to add, or?
No, I believe that the date has just been moved to December.
Been moved from the first meeting here tonight, the first meeting in November, to the first meeting in December?
Yes, that's my understanding.
Okay, so that's what the communication says, so we've already filed it.
Okay, great. All right, item number 11, a communication from Jerry Manuel to the Pawtucket Board of License Commissioners requesting sole proprietor name change of victualling house licenses from Jerry Manuel to Oliver's Diner LLC, 240 Main Street. Motion to approve.
Been moved by Councilor Russo, seconded by Councilor Gregor, that a communication from Jerry Manuel to the Pawtucket Board of License Commissioners requesting a sole proprietor name change of the victualling house license from Jerry Manuel to Oliver's Diner LLC at 240 Main Street. Motion is to file a communication and approve the name change. Is there any discussion? In that case, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 12, in conformity with section 5-22-3 of the general laws of Rhode Island, Class B liquor establishments are hereby entitled to remain open on New Year's morning, January 1st, 2026 until 3 a.m. Alcoholic beverages cannot be sold after the usual closing hour of 1 a.m. Motion to approve.
Yeah,
Right.
we deal with this every single year and we don't quite, motion to acknowledge, motion to what?
Acknowledge.
You should approve because you
Yeah,
can't say
should
no
approve.
to that.
In that case, then it's been moved by Councilor Russo, second by Councilor Moran, that in conformity with section 5-22-3 of the Rhode Island General Laws, Class B liquor establishments are hereby entitled to remain open on New Year's morning, January 1st, 2026 until 3 a.m. However, alcoholic beverages cannot be sold after the usual closing time of 1 a.m. The motion is to approve. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
No further business coming before the Pawtucket Board of License Commissioners. I make a motion that we adjourn and reconvene as a Pawtucket City Council.
Been moved by Council Russo that we adjourn the Pawtucket Board of License Commissioners and convene as Pawtucket City Council. Before we do, I ask that everybody stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, started by Councilor Codier.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I see a few people still out in the audience or the gallery. If you're here for a licensing issue, we've taken care of everything. They've all been approved. If you're here for the city council meeting, you're welcome to stay. Pawtucket City Council will come to order. Clerk will call the roll.
President Mercer,
Here.
Council Russo,
Yeah.
Council Codere,
Here.
Council Gregor,
Here.
Council Moran,
Here.
Council Moreno, Council Rubio, Council Kubiak,
Here.
Council Wildenhain,
Here.
8 in attendance.
Mr. President, I call for approval of the previous minutes of October 22nd, 2025 of the City Council.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Ruja, second by Councilor Wildenhain, that approval be given to the minutes of the city council meeting from October 22nd, 2025, as prepared by the clerk. Are there any concerns, amendments, deletions, additions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I call for approval of item number 2, which is the consent agenda and correspondence.
Moved by Councilor Ruja, second by Councilor Rubio, that approval be given to items 2 and item 2, the consent agenda and correspondence. Are there any matters on item 2 the councils would like to address? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Mark.
Mr. President, I'd like to amend the agenda, in terms of introducing.
Moved by
Second.
Councilor Wildenhain, seconded by Councilor Ruja. Was that you, Councilor? To amend the agenda for the purpose of introducing and referring a resolution. Is there any discussion about amending the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Councilor?
Okay, and I'd like to refer the resolution to the Finance Committee. The resolution authorizing the city actions and financing documents in connection with the refunding of the Pawtucket Redevelopment Agency revenue bonds issued to the Finance Aid portion of the Phase 1A of the Tidewater Landing Project. I'd like to have that referred to the Finance Committee and scheduled for the 5:15?
You'd
Was it
like a 5:15 finance committee meeting? on
5:15
Monday?
finance meeting on the Monday that we're having this special election, special meeting.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilor Wildenhain, second by Councilor Moran, that a resolution be introduced and referred to the Finance Committee. The resolution authorizing city actions and financing documents in connection with the refunding of Pawtucket Redevelopment Agency revenue bonds issued to finance a portion of Phase 1A of the Tidewater Landing Project. And that, as it's being referred to finance, that a Finance Committee meeting be set for next Monday, the 10th at 5:15.
Correct.
Is that the motion?
Yes.
Okay, so any discussion on that motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item
Thank you
3,
very much.
thank you.
Item 3, communication from His Honor Mayor Donald R. Grevian to the honorable members of the Pawtucket City Council, submitting the following appointment as a member of the Riverfront Commission for confirmation. Pamela Hughes, 10 Exchange Court, Unit 301 in Pawtucket. Term to expire the first Monday in June of 2028. My motion is to approve on a roll call vote.
Then moved by Councilor Moran, second by Councilor Codier, that a communication from His Honor Mayor Donald R. Grevian to the honorable members of the Pawtucket City Council submitting the following appointment as a member of the Riverfront Commission. Pamela Hughes, 10 Exchange Court, Unit 301. Term expires the first Monday in June of 2028. The motion is for confirmation on a roll call vote. Is there any discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
President Mercer.
Yes.
Council Russo.
Yes.
Council Codere,
Yes.
Council Gregor,
Yes.
Council Moran,
Yes.
Council Rubio,
Yes.
Council Kubiak.
Yes.
Council Wildenhain,
Yes.
8-0.
I'd also like to thank Ms. Hughes for coming down tonight, so.
Suze, how are you?
No, I don't see anything.
You're a little bit further away. You don't
It's-
normally have to go to City Hall.
Number 4, the City Property Committee submits the following with the recommendation for approval: a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a tri-party agreement, amending the ground lease agreement with Fortuitous Tidewater OZ LLC, and authorizing an affordable site lease with Penrose LLC for the property located on School Street and as further described in the exhibit to the tri-party agreement. I move for approval on a roll call vote.
Been moved by Counselor
Second.
Sokoviac, second by Counselor Arujo. The City Property Committee submits the following with recommendation for approval: a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a tri-party agreement, amending the ground lease agreement with Fortuitous Tidewater OZ LLC, and authorizing an affordable site lease with Penrose LLC for the property located on School Street and as further described in the exhibit to the tri-party agreement. The motion is for the recommendation from the committee is for approval, and it would be on a roll call vote. However, we do have some folks here to fill the rest of the council in. Attorney Savage, if you could come forward. Jeremy, could you just briefly explain this? I know you talked about it in committee. The property committee has approved, recommended approval. Can you just fill the rest of the body in?
Absolutely, Mr. President. So this agreement is with Fortuitous Tidewater OZ, who's the developer of the larger Tidewater development, and also with their development partner Penrose, which is an affordable housing developer, national developer. What it does is, if we all recall, back in 2021, the city entered into the original lease for 4 parcels. And that lease has since been amended multiple times, but it's a lease for all 4 parcels. This agreement takes one of those 4 parcels and carves it out for this one developer to partner with Fortuitous on to develop into a 60 to 72 unit affordable housing development. And that developer has requested this agreement for a few reasons. One, they require a straight 99-year lease agreement. 2, they need an agreement directly with them, not with just Fortuitous. And 3rd, they feel this agreement's necessary to submit their application to Rhode Island Housing for affordable housing tax credit award. That application's due in December. So, those are really the three driving factors behind this agreement. It also creates a series of timelines for the submission of that application this year. The developers made some additional commitments in terms of what they're going to do and the things they're going to spend money on in order to submit that application and have it be a compelling application. And then also made further commitments in terms of timing once they hopefully receive the award of the housing credits, in order to get shovels in the ground and break ground on this project within a period of about 9 months after they get that approval.
And the application is to Rhode Island Housing
Correct.
for the tax credits.
That's correct.
Right? And when it was an all-encompassing lease for the entirety of the parcel, it was 50 years and 2 25-year extensions.
That's correct.
And to better situate themselves, that was with just Fortuitous. So Penrose is now joining that lease.
That's correct.
And we would be extending one lease for the term of 99 years.
Well, slight clarification of that. It's really a separate lease now with Penrose, just for this one piece.
Right.
That
We're
was stand
carving it out. So a separate one from
Yeah.
the rest. The other stays at the 50, 25, 25.
That's correct.
Yes, okay. That's what I meant to say. Any discussion on this, Counselor Rubio?
In the event that, well, one, is there a required timeline for Penrose to secure all this funding?
So they are required to submit their initial application this year. And then the agreement contemplates 3 successive applications if they don't receive the award this year. But if anywhere along that pathway, they don't do what they need to do, then the agreement could be terminated.
And that's all in the agreement, of course.
Yes.
And then my next thing is there a timeline to when they will get those rental units occupied and the city will get reimbursed the 8%?
So they
Like,
have.
does it kick off right when? Or by, rental property units, or how does that work?
Well, so they're obviously incentivized once they are done building it to fill them as quickly as they can. We're also piggybacking though on the Rhode Island housing requirements. So if they get that tax credit award, from the time they get the award, they have to finish the project in 2 years. So that's really effectively going to be the timeline. They've got a 2-year period to finish the project once they get their tax credits.
But they finished the project, now they have it rented or not? What happens in the event that they don't have those units rented?
Well,
Is
again,
it by,
yeah, I don't believe there's a requirement for a timeline on which they have to actually fill the units, but they have, they'll have to pay their bank and all of that. So they need the revenue just as much as the city needs the tax revenue, they need the revenue from the units. So, and I know that these affordable units, are in high demand.
but the
So,
city won't get paid unless they're rented?
correct.
Okay.
Are you good, Counselor?
Yes, thank you.
So just to piggyback on what she was saying, because these are low-income housing tax credit units, they're not subject to regular real estate taxes. They pay 8%. This is by state law, right? We
Correct.
don't have a choice over this thing. They pay 8% based on the rent revenue.
Gross revenue of the
So
building.
I guess
Okay.
piggyback on that question, if it's 80% occupied, is the 8% on just the 80%
Yes.
occupancy
I see.
rent
Yes.
and not the 20 that is empty?
Correct.
It's revenue driven.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Jeremy.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, so the motion before us is from the property committee with a recommendation for approval. Any further discussion on this resolution? In that case, the clerk will call a roll.
President Mercer,
Yes.
Council Ruzo,
Yes.
Council Codere,
Yes.
Council Gregor,
Yes.
Council Moran,
Yes.
Council Rubio,
Yes.
Council Kubiak.
Yes.
Council Wilderness,
Yes.
8-0.
Number 5 is a communication from Kyle McElroy, Urban Resiliency Manager, to the Honorable Terrence E. Mercer, City Council President, City of Pawtucket 2025 Outdoor Recreation Grants Acquisition and Development. I move to file this communication.
Moved by Councilor Stakoviak, second by Councilor Wildenhain, that a communication from Kyle McElroy, the Urban Resiliency Manager, to the City Council President regarding the City of Pawtucket's 2025 Outdoor Recreation Grants and Acquisition and Development be filed. Any discussion on filing the communication? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 6.
Item 6 is a resolution of the City Council approving the submission of an application to the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management for the 2025 Rhode Island Outdoor Recreation Grants. I move for approval on a roll call vote.
Moved by Councilor Stakoviak, second by Councilor Ruzo, that a resolution of the City Council approving the submission of an application to the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management for the 2025 Rhode Island Outdoor Recreation Grants be approved on a roll call vote. Is there any discussion on that resolution? Councilor Gregor.
Thank you, Council President. I just had a couple of questions, just trying to figure out who was involved in making the decision as to which project would get selected.
Chris, is this up your alley or? Did you hear the question, Chris?
Yes, good evening. This was part of the Veterans Park project. A couple grants was removed. So we were going out trying to apply for different grants to continue with the splash pad, and that's why the DEM grant was applied for this.
Well, I was just because the thing said that you had identified 4 projects, but it only talks about 1. So what are the other 3?
No, I don't.
It's 1.
Yeah, it's just one project. It's the whole Veterans Pool project that
we had a public meeting right around a year ago at Nathaniel Green. It's to redo the pool, the pump house, add a splash pad, the bathhouse, and some of the picnic area in the parking lot area. So it's all revenue generated. That some of the funding was cut when the new some of the grants was cut back. So that was one of the grants. So we had to scale the project back. And then this grant came available. So that's why we're applying
We're
it.
applying for that grant to pick up where
Because
we left off.
Yeah, because it's a recreation and it's geared towards the splash pad. And we feel with the pool and the splash pad, you get two different opportunities for the children to be able to utilize. You can open the splash pad a little earlier in the season and keep it open a little later and still have the pool that, you know, I mean, that's the only public pool that we have in the city. So we want to still keep the pool and, you know, try to accommodate, maybe some of the little children that might not want to go in the pool, they can go into the splash pad.
Gotcha.
I think that's a great idea. Wasn't there like about 2 point something million allocated?
We got a grant, we
Yeah.
got, awarded a grant from him, yeah.
Yeah, there was two grants. One of them was pulled back. I don't know. It was 2 point something. There was two grants. One was 2.5, and I think the other one was 2.3. I'm not sure the exact number. Don't hold me to it, but the lower one was pulled, and that's why we had to try to scale back the project. But then when this grant came available, we figured, let's try to apply for it because, it's a benefit.
And the pool is still on track, like what's the?
Yes, we're in the design phase right now.
That's priority, yeah.
Council Willenhing, did you have a question?
Yes, the splash pad, is it being designed so that it's within the pool area? So for a pool area, that has to be fenced off. So is the splash pad going to be fenced off too?
We're in the design phase, but right now we're looking at tentatively between the new dog park and the existing pool. There used to be an old playground there. You'll see some sand and stuff. That's where we're looking to possibly put it there. So you'll be able to gain access through the parking lot or through the pool area when the pool is open.
Someone in the audience tonight made a reference to the splash pad possibly being vandalized with glass and stuff like that. My point was only that if it was within the controlled area of the pool, then you've got a lifeguard that's on duty that would inspect the area first along with the pool, before they would open it up to the public, correct?
100%. If the pool's open, then it would be under the control of the pool at that time.
I would just ask you while you're in the design phase to take that in consideration rather than putting it out by itself and then nobody actually, polices it, versus you assigning somebody to turn around and go over and check the place out, But again, if you've already got a lifeguard there, then I imagine they could turn around and take on that responsibility.
So will it be fenced?
Yes,
Okay.
because you got to keep it separated from the pool, and then you have the parking lot and then the dog park. So yes, it will be fenced.
And it's turned off at night. So that, just like the pool gets opened, it gets opened by turning on a spigot, right? In the morning?
Yeah, like Payne Park, I believe it's 8
on-
to 8. It's controlled
on a
by,
timer?
it's on a like a foot pedal. The children will go there and activate it with their foot, and it goes on for a cycle, and then they could go turn it back on.
But at Payne Park, excuse me, and interrupt you, but at Payne Park, there's not really an attendant there.
Correct.
Unless somebody from recreation is going by in the morning to make it, or there's a problem with the splash pad that it's not going on and checking the timer and stuff. My only point is if we've got somebody at that position that we can utilize to make sure that they check it, safety wise, I'd
Yeah,
like to see
right
that
now the
design.
pool, when the pool is open, It's their responsibility to check that whole surrounding area, the tennis court, the basketball, the playground, the picnic area.
All
So
right.
that would be included. We can look at possibly adding cameras, that, you know, I mean, that would shine onto the splash pad in the pool. So
Might be
that would
something to
help.
consider,
Yeah.
but, you know,
We
maybe the
consider
recreation
that during
committee.
the
No.
design.
Yeah, I want
Yep, you have a question?
Yeah.
Counselor Ruja.
So, yeah, I understand definitely Council Wildenhain's point, but the other ones are not fenced in, right? So
Yeah.
that, so with that being said, if you fenced it in with the pool, then anytime that splash pad was open, you'd have to have a lifeguard on duty. So that would minimize the amount of hours it would be operating based, because if you have it fenced in with the pool, the pool's open. And it's not open, but you know, somebody could, it could fall in it.
I think, are you envisioning a separate enclosure for the splash pad?
Yes.
That has
Would
a
Yes.
gate,
Yeah.
right?
Separate, yeah.
It'd be
Not
separate?
within the
Yeah.
apron of the pool. I
All
guess.
right, that's what my
Right, that was
concern
my
would be.
question.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
you'd be able to during the, because the pool's only open 8 to 10 weeks based on the timing of the season. So with the splash pad, we can open earlier in June, possibly even May if the weather's
Okay.
nice.
that's-
And we could go into September with it. So the mindset right now is to, yes, have it 2 separate areas, but connected to the pool. We can lock that
You can
when
lock
the
it,
pool
yeah.
closed, and then after hours that you can gain it through the parking lots that's in the back.
And-
We'll have a separate walkway that can get there.
And maybe lock it up in the morning, you know, lock it up at night so that vandalism doesn't take place. That works.
Right.
I just, when I heard that, I was like, okay, well, you know, if you want to open it earlier and you want to open it different hours, and if it's in that apron, I would be very concerned if there was no lifeguard there, if it was within the same fencing, that's all.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and normally we don't have a problem with, you know, because it's controlled, so
Mm.
once the timer, if somebody goes there at 9 o'clock at night, you can't turn the water on, so no one's, you know, I mean, unless it's somebody causing, wants to vandalize it or something.
Good idea to
But,
fence it in then.
but that's more often, a lot of times the splash pads are a little bit more open,
It's
but
open
because
space.
of the parking lot, and then you have the dogs right there, you know what I mean? We want to have it secured that they're not mingling with the 3 different groups, or if, you know what I mean, safety.
Got it. You got it.
Thank you.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you.
Counselor Gregor.
Yeah, so Chris, I just wanted to thank you again for cleaning up Morley Field and getting rid of all those weeds. And actually, so we could see the field now. So I'm just, the next question people are asking me is, when is, what's the status? When is the park gonna be open now that it's cleaned up?
Right now, well, thank you for that. We're in the process right now is evaluating any other safety issues. You know, we have old light towers, where the field lights were, the fence work and stuff like that. So we're putting a budget together to see what it would cost to be able to reopen that.
We're talking about the entirety of the field, right?
Correct.
Okay, but when is the next meeting?
The field or the parcel, the one parcel.
Well, right now, the city owns both parcels.
Yeah.
Until that changes, so, you know, if we're gonna reopen it, you know, we've got to make sure it's safe. A lot of the light towers are old. We have a lot of aluminum light fixtures there. We don't know what conditions. We don't want to open it and then have them possibly falling, you know, on someone. There's a lot of fence work that was, you know, that would need to be either removed or, you know, new fence up for safety reasons. There's some holes and stuff, but the first step was, you know, to at least knock it down so we can get a better understanding of the condition of the site.
So what, is there like a planned meeting to discuss these fixes and the planning regarding that?
Right now, we're putting the budget together and what those safety concerns are. And then that would be up to the administration to take the next step.
When's that gonna be available?
I'm hoping we have a rough estimate this month, by the time end of this month.
Was that gonna be disclosed at the Parks Commission meeting, or is that a separate, different?
I don't know that right at this point right now, but at some point it will,
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Council Stacoviak.
Thank you, Chris. I like the pool area. That's a still, I mean, if you, obviously we go, my family goes because that's my district, but it's still quite used a lot. I'm excited about the continued improvements that we're making to the area. It was sad that we have lost some grant money, but I'm really thankful for DPW and everybody involved to continue to look for some money to keep that project going, and keep the work of making it continuously a great recreation area for all of the city. So
And of course, it's just a submission.
yeah, just a submission. So let's hope.
All right. Any further discussion on the motion to approve the resolution? In that case, the clerk will call a roll.
President Mercer.
Yes.
Council Ruzo.
Yes.
Council Codere.
Yes.
Council Gregor.
Yes.
Council Moran.
Yes.
Council Rubio.
Yes.
Council Scoviac.
Yes.
Council Wildenhain.
Yes.
8-0.
Item number 7, the Committee on Claims and Pending Suits returns the following claims for damages against the city. Patricia Rios Russell for the amount of $221.49 for property damage. Motion is to deny. Can I take up the second one as well?
Yeah, are they
They're
also
both
denial?
deny,
Yep.
yes. And Erica
Ivoroni.
Ivorone for the amount of $305.02 for a tire claim. Motion is also to deny.
Neither one referred, just denied.
That's right.
One
That's right.
referred, just denied.
Okay,
I'll
so
second that motion.
Been moved by Counselor Rubio, second by Counselor Ruzo, that the Committee on Claims and Pending Suits returns the following claims for damages against the city with a motion to deny both. The first is Patricia Rios Russell in the amount of $221.49 for property damage, and Erica Ivoroni in the amount of $305.02 for a tire. And again, the motion, the recommendation is to deny. So a yes vote will be yes to deny. Clerk will call a roll.
President Mercer.
Yes to deny.
Council Ruzo.
Yes.
Council Codere.
Yes.
Council Gregor.
Yes.
Council Moran.
Yes.
Council Rubio.
Yes.
Council Scoviac.
Yes.
Council Wildenhain.
Yes.
8-0.
Before we adjourn, I'd just like to make mention, you can see there's an empty seat here. Our colleague, Counselor Moreno, is not here today because he got married today to the wonderful Katie Baker. So we're happy for both of them. Sorry to not have him here, but we'll make sure he's here for the next meeting.
That's not,
If she lets him.
I was gonna say, Mr. President, that's no excuse. He should have been at the meeting. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He's
You
already
can
whipped.
Ask him where his priorities.
He's already whipped.
I want to echo the president's statement. I'm very happy for both Roberto and Katie, a great couple, and I hope they have a long, healthy, and happy marriage.
I think we all agree. With that, we are adjourned.